Hey guys.
Hi.
Um, I gather that you're not in the same location. Otherwise, it would be strange to be on
Yeah.
separate Zooms. So I guess you're in your separate apartments now.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Aaron, where are you this summer? Are you still in the Heights, or are you at in Florida now already? Oop, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, yeah. I'm in the I'm in the Heights. I'm actually in the new apartment.
Oh,
Started.
I'm in Sharon actually.
oh, you are. Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
When she
Okay.
comes back, I'm going couch hopping.
Uh-huh. Oh, fun.
Couple
Okay.
weeks.
And when the Yifruf is the Shabbos, right?
Yeah, we're having a little. It's not like a full upfront. It's just a little small something at our house, and actually doing it like a friend's outdoor minion, just to make it like a small little.
Uh-huh.
I guess our main ufruf, so to speak. We're gonna have something with family at the Chabad at Harvard the day before the wedding.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wonderful. So you're going to be staying in Boston for the Shabbos before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Very nice. Well, it'll be nice to spread out the simcha and do it in different locations over several weeks of time. And does Roy Reichman have all the documentation that he needs for the wedding? Can I be helpful at all? I know I provided the ketuvah, the spelling, but does he need help with like the marriage license or the prenup or any of that stuff?
Yeah. So actually, a couple things we're gonna ask about that. We have the. So we actually thought that because the way you're supposed to get the license is like we're doing it the way that Ariel and Tali did it. I think they did it through before because Tali wanted to graduate with I guess the Goldman last name from her speech pathology program. So
Okay.
so that's what we've been doing. But unless there's a
We didn't realize that you could do it the day of the wedding.
Yeah, that's the standard thing is to do it the day of the wedding. So you can just have the officiant, sign the certification and then mail it in to get your actual marriage certificate. Because otherwise you have to get married like by the state or something with some, vow. I don't know. I'm not so clear what it is, but are you guys going that path?
So we thought that was the only path, and we got the license. I mean, now we have to do the quote unquote ceremony. I mean, we got the license in New York, so I assume that do you normally have to get a license before the wedding?
Usually you apply for it and they give you a form and then you fill it out and then mail it in to get the official marriage license.
So we got that, but we got it a New York one.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, that's where your place of residence is going to be.
Yeah.
So I don't think state lines matter so much. But does the license, does it have like, are you sure it's a license already if you didn't do the ceremony, or is it like a form? Because usually they send you a form that you have to sort of fill out, and then the person who's officiating the wedding has to sign, and then that completes the process.
Yeah, no, what they gave us is basically like they said it was a license. We applied for it, and then we went in, and then like we gave them a bunch of information while we are there, signed a couple things, and then they printed out. Elisheva has the copy of this thing, which is the license, and they said basically 24 hours. 24 hours later, we had the license for like 3 months. So at least 24 hours for like whatever, a couple months. Within that range, you have to get married. You have to have the ceremony, so to speak. So we'll see if it has to be within the state of New York because we got the license from New York. And then there, or if we can do it in Boston, I guess we'll just bring it there and see.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can have the ceremony outside of the state lines,
Uh-huh.
and that you could the officiant can sign it, um, even if the wedding happens in Boston, and you can apply for the certification in New York. But you can double check that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then in terms of, we're actually gonna, so we have the ketubah already. The one thing we actually don't have is the Tanakh. Is that usually, how is that usually done?
so the Tanaim is not such a significant um, document,
Yeah.
halachically speaking. And so I typically just print out a copy on a printer on an 8 by 11.5 and fill it out, at the wedding or right before. So I'm happy to provide that to Roy Reichman if he, if that's helpful.
Yeah, he told me to like, they have it, he said to like, they have in like certain farm stores, like an official, I don't know.
It's the same, the Rav Moshe Feinstein Tanaim, that I use. I mean, you can buy a nicer one, but nobody frames it, because what it is it announces that the parents agree for their children to be married, which usually happened, a year before the actual, Kiddushin. But now that it happens, a few minutes before the chuppah, it's sort of just like, we do it for ceremonial reasons. And so like I have a folder full of Tanaim from the weddings I've done that the couples never even took because they didn't want to use it for anything. So if you want to get something nice, you're welcome to. But I would, suggest just, having a printout. I mean, the printout isn't ugly. It's well formatted and it has a nice, kind of design to it, but it's a simple black and white on, paper, on printer paper.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we'll and that's I know it's not at the same time as the breaking of the glass, but that's a separate, that has nothing to do with that, right?
Now, the breaking of the plate is related to the Tanaim. The fathers do the Kabbalat Kinyan for the Tanaim to show that they agree to the terms of the wedding, like in terms of all the payment and that they agree on the union. And the mothers demonstrate that they're all in by breaking the plate.
Okay, so I guess we'll see how we it's funny, I'm not used to like what goes on at all of the background stuff at weddings. So I'm sure Elishavi, your mother, will know what's
Yeah.
people usually what they have for the Tanaim, and I'm okay having a paper thing, but we'll see. And then I guess one last thing with logistics was the halachic. I actually found the PDF for the halachic prenup. I assume that's like universal, like everyone does that.
Yep, it's pretty standard. I think everyone who's in the RCA does that before a wedding.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
for that, I saw it's a form. You fill it out and you mail it to someone. Like you mail it to the RCA or something, the Beit Din.
I mean, usually it's the person who fills it out can file it with the Beit Din. So I'm happy to, if Rabbi Reichman's going to fill it out, he can just make a copy and send it to the Beit Din of America.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's registered.
So he could definitely have that done because we'll both be in the Heights next week and Rabbi Reichman's there, so we could all do that.
Yeah, I usually do it before the wedding day. There's actually a legal reason, because you're not supposed to sign the document under duress when you're stressed out. And on a wedding day, there's a lot going on. So, not to say it's all stressful, but certainly in the moments leading up to the wedding, there's a lot of stress in terms of the timing and all that. So I encourage getting it out of the way before the day of the wedding itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Any other logistical things or questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. So let me know if you want me to provide. I mean, I'll probably come with my wedding folder, which will have a copy of the Tanai minutes. So you know, but you can ask your mom, Elisheva, if she wants to get a nicer version of the Tanai. They have them at the Israel Bookshop.
I feel
You
like we
know,
could just do the paper. I don't know.
yeah, I mean it's a nice piece of paper. I left my folder in my car because I've done a wedding every night this week. So I sat with your parents actually for one of them. For the
Oh,
one. So
Galler?
for Galler, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so we can do the Tanaim, using that sheet if that's easier.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do some. Oh, you know what? This was recording.